Welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into an idea that can completely transform the way you think, make decisions, work, and even interact with the world. It's a mental model called the Circle of Competence. This concept was popularized by Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors in history, who once said, "Know your circle of competence and stick within it." The size of the circle is not very important. Knowing its boundaries, however, is vital. In this video, we'll explore what your circle of competence actually is, why the smartest people internationally avoid having opinions on everything, how being opinionless can be a mental superpower, and how to use the idea to improve your time management, your confidence, your focus, and even your relationships. If you have ever felt pressure to know everything, comment on everything, or have an answer to every single question, you find that this video incredibly liberating. Let's begin. What is the Circle of Competence? The term Circle of Competence refers to the areas in life where you have real knowledge, deep experience, and true expertise, not casual familiarity, not the surface level understanding, but actual competence. Think of it as a circle drawn on a map. Inside the circle, the topics you understand well, the skills you have practiced, the fields where you can make accurate judgments, the subjects where you have invested years of learning or work. Outside the circle, everything else, the areas where your knowledge is shallow, the things you have only heard about, topics you think you understand, but probably don't. Here's the key insight. The size of your circle doesn't matter. What matters is knowing its boundaries. Most people overestimate their competence. They assume they understand far more than they do. But those who succeed at the highest level, investors, entrepreneurs, researchers, scientists, they succeed because they know what they don't know. It is said that someone who is a true master in their field isn't just a little better than average person. They are not 2 times better or 3 times better. They can be 1,000 times more effective. A true expert sees patterns you don't see. They solve complex problems in minutes that others can't solve in days. They avoid costly mistakes because they understand the landscape. So, when you operate inside your circle, you're efficient. When you operate outside of your circle, you're guessing, and guessing is where disaster starts. Why you should stay inside your circle? Let's talk about why this matters. Better decisions. When you know your boundaries, you make fewer impulse judgments. You stop throwing around confident opinions on subjects you don't understand. This means fewer mistakes, less embarrassment, more credibility, more respect from others. People trust those who know how to say, "I don't know enough about that to give an opinion." That sentence is powerful. Avoid unnecessary conflicts. Think about how much drama, argument, and conflict exists today simply because people feel forced to have an opinion on every topic. Politics, nutrition, economics, health, social issues. People argue passionately about subjects they barely understand. But when you stay inside your circle, you stay out of pointless debates. You stay calm. You save your mental energy. Time saved. A lot of it. When you stop trying to know everything, you free up massive amounts of time. This energy can be used to improve what you're already good at, strengthening your expertise, build deeper knowledge in your chosen area. Think about it. Mastering one thing deeply is far more valuable than knowing 50 things shallowly. The wisdom of being opinionless. In his book, The Art of Good Life, author Rolf Dobelli talks about surprising idea. Being opinionless is a sign of intelligence. He writes, "It is so liberating not to have an opinion on everything and everyone, and being opinionless is an asset." This idea goes completely against the culture we live in. The culture where you expected to always have a take, always choose a side, always react immediately. But Dobelli argues that this pressure to have constant opinions is draining, pointless, and not compatible with rational thinking. When you allow yourself to be opinionless in areas outside your circle of competence, several powerful things happen. You become more open-minded. Not taking a position immediately means you can actually listen and learn. You absorb information instead of defending a preconceived belief. You avoid being wrong loudly. People who comment on everything often end up making bold statements that age poorly. Staying quiet protects your credibility. You look more mature and self-controlled. Saying "I don't know yet" or "I don't have enough information" demonstrates emotional intelligence. You reduce mental clutter. Every opinion you hold takes up space in your mind. If it doesn't matter to your life, why carry it? You free up energy for what does matter. Instead of wasting time arguing online, reaching to every controversy, or diving into topics that doesn't affect your life, you conserve your energy for what actually matters, your circle of competence. The danger of acting outside your circle. Now, let's talk about what happens when you step outside your circle. You make poor judgments. Without understanding the details, you are operating on intuition and guesswork. This is where worst mistakes happen. In business, finance, relationships, everything. You become overconfident. Humans love to believe they understand things. But confidence doesn't equal competence. When people are overconfident outside their circle, they give a bad advice, make risky decisions, mislead others, damage their credibility. You trigger avoidable conflict, saying the wrong things because you reacted too quickly or because you don't know enough, often leads to arguments, hurt feelings, or misunderstanding. Know your circle helps you avoid this. You waste time on wrong things. Every minute spent learning something you don't need is a minute not spent improving what truly matters to you. This is why staying inside your circle isn't limiting, it's freeing. How to identify your circle of competence? Let's go practical now. How do you identify your own circle? Ask yourself, what do I understand better than most people? Not perfectly, just better than average. What topics have I spent years learning about? Education, training, hobbies, professional experience, all counts. What skills do people come to me for advice on? This reveals real-world competence. Where have I made proven, repeated good decisions? Patterns matter. What topics or area drain me, confuse me, or frustrate me? This might be outside your circle. The clearer you become about what's inside and outside your circle, the more effective and confident you become. How to use the circle of competence in daily life? Here are simple ways to use this mental model. When someone asks you a question, if it's outside your circle, say, I'm not informed enough to have an opinion. This is maturity, not ignorance. When making decisions, ask yourself, is this inside my circle of competence? If not, find someone who does have expertise. When learning new things, focus on expanding the edge of your circle slowly and intentionally. Don't try to master everything. In conversation, speak confidently about what you know. Ask questions about what you don't. People love a good listener. In social media, don't join every debate. Don't feel pressure to react instantly. Don't comment on topics you don't understand. Your circle protects your sanity. The circle of competence isn't about limiting yourself. It's about understanding what you truly know and using that clearly to make better decisions, reduce stress, and build a stronger, more focused life. When you stop trying to have an opinion on everything, you reclaim your time, your energy, and your peace of mind. The smartest people aren't the ones who know the most, but the ones who know exactly what they don't know. Thank you for watching. If you found this video valuable, please tap like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs this message today. And remember, clarity is power. Stay inside your circle of competence and watch your life transform.